Welcome to Fit with Coach Kat. Today's workout is a beginner to intermediate body weight workout. You don't need any equipment. We are focusing on our legs and our core today. So when you're ready, let's begin. To start today's workout, we are going to connect our breath to our pelvic floor. So to do that, take a seat, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, squeeze your pelvic floor. Deep breath in, relax. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze. If you're a visual person, feel free to open your eyes and watch my hand as I have synced it with my breath. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze your pelvic floor. So pull up through your sex organs, squeeze your anus, hold it for a second, and then relax. If you are new to this exercise and you're finding it difficult, don't worry. The more you do it, the easier it will get. We're going to start today's workout at the back of our mat, or just stand up if you don't have a mat. We're going to get into the world's greatest stretch. Place your right foot forward, left hand on the ground, and reach your right arm all the way around, opening your chest up to the sky, and then try and reach your elbow down as far as you can go down your leg to the floor is ideal. Don't stress if you're not that flexible, just try and get your elbow as far down your leg as possible. I have been doing this stretch for many years, hence why I have such good mobility. In a few more, we're going to put both hands on the ground, step back to plank position, and then swap sides. So place both hands, step your leg back, swap sides, bring your other leg forward, place your hand in line with your foot, and reach your other arm around. Your back may crack, which is fantastic. It's always a really nice way to open up through your thoracic spine, keep your back leg nice and straight. We've got a few more. Then we're going to step back to plank position and walk our hands back to our feet. So step back to plank, and now walk your hands back to your feet, and we're going to complete that movement a few more times. These are called walkouts. So run your hands down your legs, walk out to plank, drop down to the ground, and push back up into high plank and walk back up to standing. So hit the deck, push up into high plank, and walk those hands back to your feet, stand all the way up. Don't worry if you're not in time with me, just go at your own pace. Two more here. Last one. And once you're standing up again, we're going to just quickly warm up our shoulders. So get your left arm and swing it backwards for 5 rotations. And then we're going to swing our right arm back for 5 rotations. And then we're going to go forward, back to your left arm. And keep that arm as straight as you can. If you have poor mobility through your shoulders, it will be tricky. Now this one's a bit tricky for the brain, so feel free to just keep swinging your arms whichever direction you want, or you can try and copy what I'm doing here. I don't think I could possibly try and describe that to you, but one arm goes back and one arm goes forward. We just want our shoulder joints to be very warm, so we're just warming them up in any direction. It doesn't particularly matter. Now we're going to walk back into our plank position. So run your hands down your legs, walk them out into high plank, and now from here we're going to push back into downward facing dog. Back to high plank and into downward facing dog. So we're going to go through this flow for another 7 reps. So come back to high plank, make sure your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. And when you're in downward facing dog, your butt is nice and high and your shoulders are meeting your ears. You want there to be a straight line from your wrists to your butt. Push back with the heels of your hands. Keep those arms nice and straight. We've only got a couple more, then we're going to stay in the downward facing dog position. So last one. Now we're going to get back into our downward facing dog position and do foot taps. So we're going to reach to tap our left foot with our right hand and our right foot with our left hand. Keep going through this flow. Left foot, right hand, right foot, left hand. Cross the body. If it's too hard to compute, just touch whichever foot you can reach. Got a couple more. Keep that bum high in the air. From there, we're going to get into our last exercise in the downward dog facing position. So push back and then come forward and bring in your right knee to your right elbow. Push back to downward dog, left knee to left elbow. Come into plank position, bring that knee all the way in as far as you can, and then push back up. Don't worry if you're not in time with me. You're coming into your last one, then we're going to come back into child's pose. So drop your knees, push your bum back to where your feet are, keep your arms nice and straight in that position, and then you're going to come up into plank. So we're going to shoot back to child's pose and then push up into high plank. Shoot back, drop our knees, drop our bum, and then get our knees up off the ground into high plank. Make sure your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Keep your arms nice and straight as you push back to child's pose and then push up into high plank. You've only got a couple more to go. Last one, and then we're going to move into a bear crawl hold. So what I'd like you to do is put your knees directly underneath your hips, your hands directly underneath your shoulders, and hold in that position there. If you want an extra challenge, you can do the bear crawl steps, which is what I'm doing now. So you step your right foot and your right hand forward, keep your knees hovering off the ground, and then you do 2 steps back. So 2 steps forward, moving your right hand in your right foot and your left hand in your left foot, and then you move back. This is a pretty challenging exercise, so if you'd just like to go into the hold position, you hold in a 4-point kneeling position with both knees just hovering off the ground. We've only got a few more reps left, and then we're going to get up and get into the leg portion of the workout. So when you are done, stand up, and we're going to get straight into our sumo squat stance. So your feet should be slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Toes pointing slightly out, and then you're going to drop your bum back and down. So it is a wider stance than your normal squat. Your normal squat, your feet will be shoulder width apart. The sumo squat, your feet are wider than shoulder width apart and slightly pointed out. Make sure your knees travel out over your toes. You keep your chest facing forward and you get your bum all the way down to the ground, as low as you can go. From there, we're going to go into our forward lunge. So hands on your hips and step your left leg forward and then your right leg forward. Make sure your back knee touches the ground or comes as close as possible to touching the ground. Keep your chest upright, keep your hands on your hips to help you balance. Got one more, and then we're going to get back into our squat position. Now we're doing a normal squat, so your feet are actually shoulder width apart, and you're going to go back and down. We're going to do 10 bodyweight squats. So your feet and your knees are a lot more narrow than the sumo squat. They are shoulder width apart. Your knees travel out over your toes. I want your bum to get as low to the ground as possible. We've got 3 more reps, and then we're going to go into a reverse lunge. One more. Now place your hands on your hips, and you're going to send your left leg back. Drop that back knee to touch the floor, and then right leg. Left leg, and then right leg. Well done. Keep your hands on your hips. If you can, try and get your back knee to touch the ground. Keep your chest facing upright. We've got a few more, and then we're going to go back into our sumo squat stance. So wider than shoulder width, toes pointing out slightly, bum back and down. Try and keep in time with me. In 3 more reps, we're going to get into the squat stance. So your feet are going to come in ever so slightly, and we're going to do a body weight thruster. So feet into a normal squat stance, which is shoulder width apart. Place your hands on your shoulders, do a squat, and then push your hands in the air as you stand up. So hands always go back to your shoulders when you do the squat, and then push them up in the air as you stand up. You want your arms to come up by your ears and your elbows to stay pointing forward when you're doing the squat. Now we're doing our last set of squats here. We're just doing bodyweight squats. So feet shoulder width apart, bum goes back and down, knees travel out over your toes. You want your hamstring and your calf to meet behind you. That's how low you're getting. So go way past 90 degrees. You're sitting all the way down to the ground and then standing back up. Try your hardest to stay in time with me. Now we're going to get into the last portion of the workout, which is a quick little core workout. So sit with your glutes on the ground, your feet nice and flat, lean back, and as you come in the slight crunch, lift one leg up and clap underneath. So you're going to lean back, and as you come up, you're going to clap under one leg, alternating legs as we go. We've only got a few more reps here. We're doing very short and quick workout today, gang. Now we're going into our Russian twists. Keep both feet flat on the ground and rotate through your torso as you twist from one side to the other. Keep your hands together, pull your belly button in, lean back ever so slightly. You can raise your legs up like I am here if you choose to, or you can keep both feet on the ground depending where you're at. From there, we're going to sit back into our leaning back position, keeping our feet flat on the floor, and we're going to do single arm rows as we crunch up. So alternating arms and rowing our arms back. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor. Pull your belly button in, sit all the way up, and then lean back. We've only got a couple more, and then we're going to go into our last exercise. Keep going in time with me. And now lay down on your back. We've got one more exercise, and then you are free for today. Place your arms down by your side. Raise your feet up to a 90-degree angle in the air into tabletop, and then we're going to go through some reverse crunches. So peel your hips off the ground and up towards the sky. Rotate your pelvis back towards your torso as far as you can. We've only got a few to go. You've got one more, and then you are done for today. Rock yourselves up into a seated position. Thank you so much for tuning in for this super quick workout. I know some exercises were a little bit challenging. I hope you were able to keep up with me. Please feel free to do the workout on repeat until you get to the point where you are doing it in time with me. Please subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and tag me on Insta at Fit with Coach Kat. And I look forward to seeing you next time.